Hello and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading, which is on what is your latest and greatest past life. So we're going to figure out a past life that is either your latest, like, so it's close to us in terms of, time, proximity, or your latest or your greatest, or just maybe your greatest past life. But the past life that was, victorious, you overcome something was good in this past life. Something was good, and we're trying to draw into that energy, perhaps into this life. So what is your latest and or greatest past life? So take a tune into the four piles, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and let us get started. All right. Pile number 1, what is your latest and greatest past life? All right. So we've already got the Wheel of Fortune. That's already a good beginning. Temperance. So the Wheel of Fortune, the Temperance, the Four of Pentacles. So my sense is that you overcame something. So basically this past life was great in that it started, what I'm getting is a lot of cases it started not so good, but then it's just like you were able to overcome something very difficult and gain control, and sort of like the contrast of the negativity that you experienced at the beginning of this life sort of was a springboard to a very victorious life. So I'm getting a sense of like rags to riches, or you were in a really constrictive environment of being hurt and emotionally hurt, and then you went to another environment where you felt actually safe. So yeah, Five of Cups. It's sort of, and I guess this is kind of at the beginning, it was like a very much a change from something really dark and terrible with a Five of Cups, but you were able to, with your like emotional fortitude and your stick-to-itiveness, you will be able to, with your own power. But I'm hearing that the universe helped you with that as well, was actually helping you to level up, and you were able to gain control over something and get away from something. And so let's see, what else was positive about this life? Okay, the Five of Wands. It's sort of like you were able to overcome a conflict. And I'm hearing very quickly, like very quickly and very powerfully. It's like I'm hearing you were, and you were able to, I keep on getting the sense of getting away from something with the Six of Swords. And you were like, for example, if you were, now I'm getting some images, sort of like you were in a really poor family where you were like just barely getting by with food. I'm getting a sense of like hundreds of years ago, and like, the like England, where it was just super poor family. But in some cases, like you met somebody, either a friend or like a romantic partner who just sort of took you out of that circumstance, and you were in like a much better, like you may have been even a trip involved, but you were basically wealth. And then wealth, I'm getting the Ten of Pentacles, like you went some very very poor circumstances to one, and it's sort of like your own, like you put your, without, you may have not had much spiritual knowledge, but it's sort of like you had, like they didn't really have that much spiritual energy in this time period that you were in, but you were able to sort of pull on the energy of victory that you had in sort of incarnations with these kind of spiritual materials were available, and you were able to draw on it to sort of create what you want and to get yourself out of the circumstances into one that is, like I'm hearing it, like sort of you were almost at the beginning like a child slave, or very, like a very, like, I have this feeling of your fingers being bloodied and broken, and it sounds like it wasn't, the beginning was a bad life, but I'm hearing like something like 14, 15, 16, you were just able to energetically put out the call to create something to create something better, to be so much better. So I'm hearing that you kind of draw in that energy into this life, where it's like you can get yourself out of negative circumstances. Like it looked like if someone was to look at the outside, the circumstance, it would like you were in this factory, you were being like harmed at the beginning, and then you were like you made this decision, no, I'm not going to be in this circumstance anymore, I'm not going to be. And it's like almost like because your will was strong from other lifetimes, you pulled that into this life, into that life, or you could even pull it into this life as well, and you were able to just, okay, no, I'm only going to have the best, and you just switched into like a life of abundance. And it was like, I'm hearing upper to middle, upper. It wasn't like you became a king or anything, but it was very comfortable, and certainly compared to what you were beginning with, it was like a really strong contrast. And I'm hearing filled with family and friends and good food, and your own, even your own space. You were able to have your own space, your own, which you did not have at the beginning of the life, but you were able to get away from that, and getting away from the defeat. So that life was very significant to this life too, because you can get away. You knew you could get away from like negative circumstances. It was like you almost had this confidence in your life that you draw on, like, oh, no matter how bad things are, I believe I can turn things around. So it was, what I'm hearing is that this is what I'm hearing, is that if your life at the beginning of this life was decent or good, it wouldn't have been so good. It was like the extreme negativity that you had the first like 15, something like that. The first 15 years, like, child slave, factory. It could even be really bad abuse in a family or factory. But that contrast made it so much. If you were just the last bit of your life, if that had been after age 15, if that had been your whole life, it wouldn't have been as good as with the extreme negative beginning. Interesting. So that was very, very inspiring. I feel the energy of that, and it's a very inspiring energy, and I like that energy. Interesting. So let's see. What do we have? Pile number 2. What is your greatest past life? Could be latest, but it's your greatest. It's something that, it's a really good life that we want to sort of pull into this life. So pile number 2. What was it? Okay, the Queen of Wands. So that's already a good beginning. That's a lot of power, a lot of confidence. Yeah, a power of confidence. And then I got the Magician right after, which is the ultimate card of power and confidence. So it's something where you felt your sense of power and confidence, and love as well too. So it's sort of like you felt power and confidence. So my sense is you had a very good relationship with somebody that sort of who, I'm hearing it could be one person in particular. It could be other people. Like it could be one, in most cases it's one person in particular, but it's also a combination of being maybe 5 people or so is what I'm getting, that are very much soul family, and that have your back. I'm hearing that almost prevent like that. It's like I'm hearing you had a very much a social support system. Everything is fine. Interesting. I pulled the second card like this, 10 of Swords. Everything is fine. So I'm hearing they always made you feel like everything was fine. And this flipped out. 2 of Cups. Yeah, the 2 of Cups and the Lovers. Wow. So it's sort of like a huge amount of friendship and love around you. And I'm hearing that just an overwhelming amount of support. And I'm hearing that this was a very good life, because the lifetimes before that you didn't really have that much. So in this lifetime it was like you had this sense of support. Like it's sort of like a sense of, the lifetimes before that you really had to gain your own inner strength. But in this you had inner strength from those lifetimes, but it was combined with like the support from the people around you. So just a very supportive life. So I'm hearing that you may in this life have sort of a combination of those experiences. And like, it's sort of like, what I'm hearing is that like, it's sort of like you may have a combination of these experiences in this life, like not having support, having to like regain control of something on your own, but then having the support and love. And so you may have, like I said, there was 3 lifetimes before you weren't supported, then you were. It's almost like you're having that experience in this life of not having support and then having support. You know, so it's sort of like, yeah, 3 of Cups. And then I get the 3 of Cups, which is very much about about support. Interesting. I haven't seen this. Wow, this deck. This is like a new. I thought, anyway. Never mind. I thought this is like a different 3 of Cups. A different rendition of the. Anyway, it seems like it's almost. I haven't seen this card before. Anyway, that's an aside. But yeah, support. So it's sort of like the energy of support. So I'm hearing that you could sort of use your power to call on these energies of support and love in this life. Because you might almost get the same, if you use your energy of power and confidence, you can sort of draw into your life these kinds of people. You can use your power. Page of Wands, that fiery power with that strong discipline to sort of have this, create this kind of support in this life. And I'm hearing, call in some of the same people that you had in this life into this life. Some of them, I'm hearing 65% or 60, something like that. You can have those kind of, a lot of them you're meant to have in this life. So yeah, so that's what we've got for pile number 2. Now let us see, what do we have for pile number 3? Your latest and best past life. Let's see, what do we have? Pile number 3. So I'm getting this sort of Atlantean vibe from pile number 3. Almost this mysterious Atlantean vibe. But let's see, what do we have? King of Cups. So it's sort of like this mystical, so this was very much sort of what was going on around, because oftentimes our past lives are, they're sort of influenced by the place that we're in, right? We have our own power, but the timeline that we're in can be quite influential as well. So I'm hearing that it's a higher timeline where we're close to sort of a sense of technology and Atlantean. Oh, and I'm interesting. I said that, and then I saw, oh, there's a dolphin in the background. So it's sort of like lots of technology. You may have a sense of King of Cups. You may have a sense of power in this life, but sort of a spiritual power and being connected to other people with spirit. Oh, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and Queen of Cups. So you may have found your like ultimate spiritual partner in this life, the Queen of Cups, but it's sort of an Atlantean mystical times. I got the watery vibes, like the that like sort of watery vibes, like machinery and sort of intermingled with the water. And then 9 of Pentacles, but it was sort of like, because there was so much abundance, you had a sense of independence, which you enjoyed. Like you had a sort of this balance of love and interconnection, the King of Cups and Queen of Cups, but this 9 of Pentacles where you could just go off and do your own thing too. So it's sort of like, but it wasn't, when a 5 of Pentacles, I'm hearing it wasn't lonely. You could do your own thing, but it was like, it wasn't lonely. So you had this balance between, so yeah, I'm hearing that the important thing to get from this life is there like a balance of like interconnection and love with other people, but you could have this partner that, so I'm hearing do you want to bring that energy into this life, this template, this energetic template of having that interconnectedness and love with a partner or with friends, but also having your independence as well. It's about like, bringing in that absolute like, and I'm hearing that this life was like a little bit too, and it sounds funny, like a funny thing to say, but it was almost like too perfect. It was almost too perfect in a sense, because sometimes when it like there can be a huge contrast when you have negativity in a life and then there's positivity, which I found with another pile that was started with some darkness and then went to the light. But this is just a very spiritual, like you may have worked up to it with other lifetimes and you just had the ultimate love of your life. You had, but you know, spiritual connection to the lands, to the energies, to the even I'm hearing to the dolphins, even to the emotional, you know, to the technology, because the technology was very spiritually enhanced, but that also give you the independence. Like people were independent and emotionally healthy in this society, this like relatively, at least a lot more than now, that's for sure. Well, definitely a lot more than now, but it was just a very, the health, the like sort of connected, being connected to the lands was very was very beneficial to you, is what I'm hearing. It's very beneficial life. Yeah, that's what we got for pile number 3. Now let us see, what do we have for pile number 4? I hope you that enjoyed that. Definitely an interesting energy. Yeah, I'm also hearing you may want to sort of journal, because this is significant, this energy. I'm hearing it almost pours in to this world. It's such a, like, I'm hearing there's time travel, there's healing modalities, and that kind of energy could be very significant to this life. Like, you may want to, yeah, trying to find, you may have already connected to a lot of the same people, and there may be some more coming in. I'm hearing you already have connected to the same people, but there's more coming in for pile number 3. And yeah, that's another message. And I'm hearing you'll recognize, listen for a sound or sort of an energy to feel like if you've connected to the people from this past life. Interesting. And yeah, so it's like this a very spiritual energy. But yeah, put your antennas up. Just ask yourself, your subconscious. You're probably intuitive. You got the 2, King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. You're probably intuitive. You say, who in my life did I connect with in this past life? And then put your antennas up and then have a sense of, okay, who else am I connecting to from this past life? Pile number 3. And then we've got to get to pile number 4. So hello, pile number 4. What do we have for pile number 4? Your most significant and positive past, or closest and most wonderful past life, and or most wonderful past life. Okay, what do we have? 10 of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Pentacles. I'm getting that this was it was a past life where you were kind of pampered, if you will, and people. Yes, I'm hearing like 3 of Pentacles. People would sort of do anything for you. I'm getting this sense of almost like Egyptian times where you were almost like a princess type thing, and people would wait on you, and it's a funny thing to get, but it's sort of like the sense of everyone got along. Everyone sort of got, and that was the thing that was important, is everyone. But I'm getting this Egyptian sort of princess, or maybe you were associated with the princess vibes, and it's sort of like everyone. It was a very peaceful and good food, is what I'm hearing. A lot of positive physicality. I'm getting gardening, with the Eight of Pentacles, like being very connected to the land, grapes. But I'm hearing is like the most important things were the sort of the sense of camaraderie that you felt in this past life, and everyone was almost like everyone was almost connected. Like it's sort of like you were kind of this is the sense that I'm getting is that you were kind of high up in the food chain, but it wasn't a sense of the people that were so-called lower on the food chain. They didn't get mistreated. It was like everyone, there was enough for everybody, and that was the most important thing. It was like you may have been like, in the Egyptian princess or higher up, like closer to the Egyptian like princess, but everyone got good food. Everyone got, so what, there wasn't that much of a competition. There may have been a little bit, but not that much. It's, if that makes sense. But yeah, I keep on getting Egypt or something Egyptian like. And Eight of Pentacles, and everybody had time for leisure is what I've got. It's sort of like it was balanced out that everyone had time for leisure. So it's like you almost don't understand how afflictive our current society is, right? Everyone should have time for leisure. It's like it's very, with the Tower, it's very traumatic. I'm hearing you find this like society very traumatic because there was so much balance in this past life is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing like you can it may have also been, I'm hearing, on another planet or another parallel Earth that is close to this one. But it's sort of like there was a slight hierarchy, like a princess, but it was like everyone was taken care of. So there may have been a little bit of like, oh, annoyance, like, oh, that person's a little bit higher than me on the hierarchy, but it worked in a way that was balanced. It wasn't in a way where anyone was oppressing anybody else. So it was like, but I keep on getting like, you may appreciate really the finer things in life because you like food, like really good quality, like food, the best of the best, like sort of rare specialty food like items. But yeah, I keep on hearing grapes, fruit, like these weird sort of exotic fruits I keep on hearing, and just like the highest singing and dancing as well too, but just a high vibing society. So you may find it hard to be in this society because it's so oppressive, and not that way. It's so, people backbite each other, and it's just, you don't like this current society because it was so nice being in this. And I'm hearing it's sort of a society, although it was although it had a little bit of hierarchy, it allowed everybody to be victorious. So it was like allowed everybody to, yeah, everyone could sort of not exactly move up, but everyone was sort of appreciated in this society. Although there was the king and the queen and all that kind of stuff, everyone was appreciated. Like if somebody did their artistic project or did anything, they would be like, oh, that's very good, that's very positive. They would sort of, people would build each other up in this society. But I get, yeah, another planet, parallel reality, parallel Earth, it kind of had a healthy hierarchy, although I would say hierarchy is not, it's not a very good thing, right? Hierarchy is not really a good thing, but this somehow mastered it into like a balanced energy, if you will. It was a very balanced society, and this society is so different from that it's sort of like it's hard for you to sort of feel at home in this society is what I hear. But I'm hearing that you may need to balance yourself in this, just sort of, because there's almost you feel like almost a wrongness in the society, and you could be a starseed as well too. But so I'm hearing that balancing your energy, and just ask yourself what that means, and your inner soul will know how to integrate those different lives that you may unconsciously long for into this life, because it's a very hard planet, I'm hearing. Yeah. But yeah, bring those energies in, and bring your energies in, because your energy field is a positive, balanced one. I'm hearing that you can like find to be helpful in this planet. So yeah, bringing that energy in, but in a healthy way, and just balancing your energy will just do, and you'll know what that means. You can maybe reflect on that, and you'll know what that means. But yeah, that's interesting. These lives are very fascinating. These past lives that we live. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy my other readings, and I hope you have a terrific day. Bye-bye.